Well, hello, and welcome to another magnificent performance in our Zoomer Hall concert series. It's brought to you by Healthy Planet, Live Life Healthy. I'm Bill Anderson. Today we present a dazzling ensemble. This is a group that has enchanted audiences and critics worldwide with an exotic blend of music and, as you'll find out, humor. I ask you to please welcome Quartetto Gelato. Wow! We're live in Zoomer Hall with our special guest, Quartetto Gelato, and a selection there of traditional Yiddish and gypsy dances. And we're so happy to have you guys with us today. I want to introduce you to violinist and operatic tenor Peter De Soto. Peter is the man who founded this amazing group 25 years ago. You were what, 7?
I don't know, but my back is starting to hurt.
Uh-huh. 25 years. Congratulations.
Yeah, 25 years, exactly.
Wow. Did you have any idea what it was going to lead to?
No, because the group actually thrives on the individuality of each of the performers. So we've had a few incarnations. This is the longest incarnation ever of Quartetto Gelato, 8 years now. And the group is about each one of the players. Each one of us wants to be represented as a separate personality and soloist.
Well, introduce us to the other members of Quartetto Gelato. Besides yourself, you play violin, you sing. What about this chap to your left?
Well, I'd like to start with Liza McClellan, our cellist over here, who's actually a soloist and a chamber musician. Liza's also an illustrator. She's a girl of many talents. She's incredibly artistic, and I love playing with Liza. Over here to my left is Alex Sebastian. Alex is from Belarus, and Alex is 4-time world accordion champion. Alex is a very unusual type of guy. Over here I have Colin Meyer, and Colin Meyer is a freak. Colin Meyer plays over 14 different instruments, and he's usually, when one plays 14 instruments, they're a jack of all trades and a master of none, but I assure you, Colin will prove to be quite different. He actually does everything really well, and sometimes that really annoys me.
Well, if that's your definition of freak, I want to be a freak too, okay? You describe Quartetto Gelato as classical in training, eclectic by design. And Peter, what do you mean by that?
Well, we started out as a classical chamber group. I was a violinist in the Toronto Symphony, and I found out that I had a voice. I studied opera. Every one of us are classically trained. I guess our aesthetic, what we want to depart from is starts out as a classical string quartet. Except Alex is an accordion player, and usually for usually for accordion, one doesn't associate classical music with. But over in Russia, the accordion is regarded as the same as a cello or a violin or any other classical instrument. So we want to be a classical string quartet.
And you do that, and you do the eclectic stuff very well, too.
But we're confused. Well, that's the problem.
We like the confusion, don't we, people? We really do like the confusion. It's refreshing. And you also do Christmas music, because on the 21st, December 21st, at Trinity St. Paul's United Church in Toronto, you're going to be on stage to present an exciting holiday show. Tell us a bit more about that.
Well, as you said, we are doing a Christmas show. We'll also be doing Quartetto Gelato favorites as well. The great thing about Christmas is probably the music. And like every one of us knows these tunes. They're fantastic. Everybody's done them, and in fact, you get to show your mettle on what you do to a Christmas tune on your own, and how it becomes your signature.
We'd like you to give us a bit of a preview of what folks can expect on the 21st of December. So put that microphone down and get back to the violin. Ladies and gentlemen, with a preview of that Christmas show, December 21st at Trinity St. Paul's United Church in Toronto. Here again, Quartetto Gelato.
Dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. May your treetops glisten as children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Christmas. With every Christmas card I write, may your dreams be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your dreams be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be
Quartetto Gelato with Irving Berlin's White Christmas featuring vocalist Peter DeSoto. They also play Celtic dances, and we're going to ask them to do that. It's actually a track from a brand new CD they've recorded. Coming up after we take this short break. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Daria.
5 minutes and 54 seconds left. So technically, right now, we are in a commercial break on the radio. However, we are live on the web, so the web people are still watching us. Hi. Hi. Hi, Internet. So with that, this is a kind of a Q&A section. So anybody have any questions for our... Oh, okay. Let's go this way. Okay, just hang on one sec. Just hang on. Okay, Dom, you ready?
Hi, I'd like to know how you choose your repertoire. It's so eclectic and so interesting.
As I mentioned before, Quartetto Gelato is about each of the personalities. A lot of these pieces came from our youth. They were pieces that you'd pull out at a party, and or pieces that you've always wanted to play and that you've spent some time playing in the back room, just looking for a chance to play it out in public. So every piece has to go by the group, and like no one person dictates, says we're going to be doing this. It's completely a democracy, and we want to do what shows us off best.
Great. Anybody else? Okay. Dom side again. Just hang on one sec. Can I get you to stand up for me? Sure. Just hang on. Dom, good? Go ahead.
Just curious what the inspiration was for the name Gelato.
That's the question. Gelato actually has to do with the eclecticism of our group and the number of flavors that are accompanied by the repertoire, the vast repertoire that we do. And it actually went back to a restaurant that we played at called the Monocliffs Inn way back when 25 years ago. And we just wanted to do something for the community. And since it was a restaurant, they asked, well, what are you going to name yourself? I said, well, I got to think of something that sounds like food, but sounds like a composer still. So we came up with Quartetto Gelato. But then again, we went to Italy, And when we played there, and people came up to us and said, well, of course, you named yourself after Puccini's impresario, Gelato. And I went, of course.
All right, suck in, chins forward, hands off the body. Oh, you'll thank me later. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, sorry.
Dom, ready?
So, Colin, you're not a freak, but you are a character. Of your 14 instruments, which is the one you have the greatest affinity for and you enjoy and you go to when you need the music in your spirit?
That's a very good question. No one's ever asked me that before. Well, the oboe's the one that I make, my career on mostly. And it's mostly because when I was choosing the instrument, nobody else was playing the oboe. And so I kind of got stuck on it. And even if I would learn another instrument, they'd always need the oboe. So I'd always come back to it. I have the most freedom of expression, but I also have the most baggage. So if I'm to sit down and play, it's not going to necessarily be always the most relaxing. But if I really want to relax, I love playing fiddle tunes on the violin, or loungy background stuff on the piano. That's usually I can sort of sink away for a couple of hours on the piano. Yeah, thank you.
About 2.5 minutes. Any other questions?
I think we have Celtic dances.
What?
Celtic dances.
Celtic.
So, who does your arranging?
We all arrange. Sometimes I'll do arrangement. Colin will do arrangement. Alex, Liza, something we'll arrange as a whole group. And then sometimes we'll just get other people that we know do that style of music. And interestingly enough, you'll get a classical arranger who might do a great jazz arrangement, which is really kind of unusual. And then you'll get a jazz composer who does a great classical arrangement. And you never really can predict which way it's going to go. And so we've tried out, we've auditioned arrangers, we've rejected some, and obviously we've embraced many.
That's it. We have 60 seconds left to air. 60 seconds. You can put that down. You guys. Sorry? Yes. Just 1 second. Let me get mine. Yeah, and then they'll come back and talk. And then it's the back. Yeah, so it goes 30 seconds to air. So Bill does his introduction, and you guys do the double stands. Then you're going to do an interview, and then you're going to do 2 songs back to back without Bill, but you guys are talking. Yeah.
Oh, we're doing sleigh ride? No,
20 seconds. 15 seconds to air.
I'm going to introduce Celtic dances, so I hope that's what you play.
Yes.
In 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3. Welcome to the Zoomer Hall Concert Series. I'm Bill Anderson, and again, we welcome our very special guests, Quartetto Gelato. They are about to play for us now a collection of Celtic dances. Take it away.
performances by Charles T. Cousins. Have you ever considered wearing kilts during that presentation? You have done it before. Well, I think it'd be terrific. Quartetto Gelato, our special guests here in Zoomer Hall. Now, that is one of the tracks on the new CD, and it's titled All Original, 100% Canadian. And Peter, tell us how that concept developed. Fix your microphone, if you would, so that everybody can hear you.
It is all original and 100% Canadian. And it's actually our first album that we ever did that way. It's the first album that we've ever done that are all original pieces that are written for Quartetto Gelato. Every composer was instructed to compose in the style of Quartetto Gelato, and they all did a magnificent job. I really don't feel that it's really that much of a departure. It was a great project, and I really got to know these people and really got to love them.
Well, by that title, you are obviously stating, and it's obvious to everyone, you are proud Canadians. But from the get-go, you have taken Canadian music to the entire world. There are some 20 countries around the world where radio stations play your records. Talk about that success.
Well, we have been around the world quite a few times. We've toured everywhere from all over Asia to we've toured Russia. We've toured every state in the United States, most cities in the United States and Canada as well. We've played in Mexico and South America. So we've been all over the place.
Well, you've not only taken Canadian music to the world, you've taken it out of this world. And can you tell us that story?
Yeah. We finished a concert, and a man walked up to me and said he really liked our music. And I said, thank you very much. He said, he really liked it so much that he took it with him to the space shuttle. And I laughed. I thought he was kidding. But he wasn't. It was Robert Thirsk, a Canadian astronaut, and he actually had a choice of what music he wanted to take, and he took our CD to outer space with him, and we have a picture of him floating in the space station holding our CD. So it was just the coolest thing I've ever seen.
How about that? Well, I want to remind our listeners that the Quartetto Gelato Holiday Concert is happening at Trinity St. Paul's United Church here in Toronto on December the 21st. And can I ask you to give us a little more of a sample of the music that people will hear when they attend that concert? Once again, live in Zoomer Hall, Quartetto Gelato.
Merry Christmas! Yourself a merry little Christmas, make the season bright. From now on our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, make the Yuletide gay. From now on our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends, what are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Sing it, Colin. together if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon that highest bough. So have yourself a merry little Christmas
Thank you. So there was some questions usually asked of the quartet, and you didn't ask, but I'll tell you because you're probably wondering. It is how we choose the repertoire when we come and do a concert, like today, for example. And what we do is we have a democratic process, and we all vote, and the majority wins. And usually the majority in this case, well, in this case, it's still contested, although. See, what happens is that we wanted to play a classical piece, a piece that we love, and it's special to us, and that is Leroy Anderson's Sleigh Ride. Now, Alex from Belarus and Russia, he comes over, and he's in love with all of the other Christmas music, and he says, "Guys, can we please play Rudolph?" And we say, "No, we're not going to play Rudolph." And he goes, "How about Krusty the Snowman?" "No." We're not going to play Krusty the Snowman, and besides, it's Frosty the Snowman. So we voted 1, 2, 3, 3-1, and we're going to play Leroy Anderson's Sleigh Ride. Sorry, Alex.
we're going to call that the bonus version of Sleigh Ride by Leroy Anderson with lots of little extras. And thank you, Quartetto Gelato, our very special guests live in Zoomer Hall. And we're going to take just a short break and then return with more of the classic music of Christmas and some of the other things from their new CD. Stay with us.
We are in another commercial break. Again, hi, web people. Glad you're not here with us. Anybody got it? We have about 5 minutes left. Anybody got a question? You got a first question? Just hang on 1 second.
I'm gonna get used to this.
Just hang on. Good. Ready to go? Go ahead.
Hello, four-time world champion. That is a remarkable accomplishment. Are you still pursuing that when the competition comes up?
Unfortunately, no, because I'm too busy playing with these guys. And for any competition, you need a good year of free time to prepare. So I've done competing 10 years ago. Thank you.
That's remarkable.
How many times do you have to win?
Ryan?
We're gonna find out you're on steroids.
Hang on. Go ahead.
I've watched many of your concerts on the web, and I've also listened to your CDs. Let's play a game. This is your last concert coming up next week, and you have one place to choose that you have played in the past with one band, with one orchestra, with one singer. Who would you go with?
Wow. I gotta say, Colin, give that question to Colin.
One place for me, let's make it someplace warm. Let's say Bahamas. with one famous singer. I'm a Paul Simon guy. I think our music would be fantastic with Simon, and maybe get Garfunkel back in there. And what was the other one? Was it with which orchestra? Oh wow! Well, Cincinnati Pops, Berlin Philharmonic. I get to choose. Let's say Cincinnati Pops. You know what? The girl we have one of our friends here who composed a lot of music for us in the past and has worked on several of our CDs. She works for Cincinnati Pops as a composer. Her name is Rebecca Pellet. So Cincinnati Pops, Simon and Garfunkel, and Bahamas.
I would agree in Bahamas with Colin.
Gentleman who plays 14 instruments. Yes. Musicians don't make their own violins, cellos, or accordions. Do you make your own reeds, and do you play a flat reed like a clarinet as well as the oboe?
Wow, that's a great question. Yeah, I make my own oboe reeds. I've been making them for a long time. And when weather changes, it's never good. I do play some flat ones with the clarinet and the saxophone too. Those ones are much easier because you just open up a box. and then if you don't like one, you throw it away. But yeah, the oboe reeds, to buy them, it's pretty tough. It's a painstaking process. If anybody who doesn't know, an oboe player, I take a tube of bamboo, and I have to split it into 3 different places and chop it up and sand it and fold it, and then I can maybe play after 3 days of work. Yeah.
We have time for one more question? Your last chance. This is our last break. All right. Oh, I was going to say they get a break. Just hang on. Ready?
Just when you say the word eclectic certainly applies to your clothing. Do you have carte blanche, or do you all have to approve each other's wardrobe?
You know what? We usually have pretty much carte blanche, but when it comes to 5 minutes before, there's like a a veto and yeah. But I think at this point now, Liza has so many crazy dresses, and you'll have to come to see our concert. And yeah, I have a few suits and some jackets too. Lots of shoes. Alex has a great yellow jacket. We have, and we change in between. Yeah, we have a fun time. So yeah, if you want to see more festive stuff, Trinity St. Paul, December 21st. Be there.
That's it. That's all the questions. So we have about 90 seconds left.
Unlike the carte blanche you guys enjoy, I do not.
1 minute to air.
I am married, and this is Wardrobe by Sharon. And I thank her every day. I hate shopping.
40 seconds to air. 40 seconds. Wow, you guys are so silent.
It's Silent Night. We're going to play Silent Night.
Silent Night, get prepared.
If only you knew.
The audience doesn't know yet.
20 seconds to air. I feel like I just need to scream. 15. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, in 5, 4.
We're here in Zoomer Hall with another special presentation. Our special guests are Quartetto Gelato, and we have more now of the classic music of Christmas, a preview of their upcoming holiday concert on December 21st. Here we go with Silent Night.
I forgot my guitar stand at home, so I'm going to just take it out of my case here. Peter, can you?
Yeah, no, sure. Colin is quite an unusual talent, as I mentioned before. And Colin plays a variety of different instruments. And some of them aren't even instruments. As you can see, Colin has just pulled out a saw. Colin actually has different saws for whatever key that we play in. This one happens to be in C, so it's considered a seesaw. And yeah. And we will now continue with Silent Night.
I've always wondered this, Colin. What if you accidentally started playing on the teeth side of the saw? You don't want to try that. All right. We're here with Quartetto Gelato live in Zoomer Hall. Silent Night, a version I've never heard before, quite like that. And I think there was one special individual in our audience who really got a kick out of seeing that. Can we get a photo on the screen of our special guest? There he is. Thank you for taking your hat off, Santa. You never know who's going to show up. Peter, I know you will do the holiday concert on the 21st of December at Trinity St. Paul's United Church in Toronto. And then you guys get a bit of a break, maybe have some family things and share some Christmas gifts. And then January, you are busy out in the wilds of Western Canada where it snows a lot in January. I know you're ready for that.
To that, it'll be driving, and usually when we do these driving tours, the pedals to the metal, and we're killing ourselves trying to get from location to location, cars sliding all around. Well, we finally always make it. We've never missed a concert yet. So it should be quite an exciting trip. I remember doing this in Sweden, and they armed us with a couple of Volvos with snow tires that had studs in them, and the roads they're glazed ice all everywhere, and we're averaging around 80 miles per hour on these roads, and they're just flying along. Every once in a while, you see a reindeer would come out in front of you, slam on the brakes, and the car would go into this long skid, and you're like, wait, okay, reindeer. And then, fortunately, we've been okay all these years, 25 years, never hit a reindeer.
Wow.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Santa's happy about that, too. Best of luck in Alberta and all those 7 or 8 or 9 gigs you've got out west. Then you've got a year that's almost just as busy as January, and you're going to be everywhere from Mexico to Israel. Tell us a bit more about your touring schedule.
Well, we have some cool things. As you mentioned, we're going to Israel. We're going to Armenia. I've never been to Armenia. I'm really quite excited about going to Armenia. We're also going to Russia. We'll be going to St. Petersburg, and we'll be going to Moscow. 2 big hits instead of the interior of Russia, which we have toured quite a few times before, which is really fun. And Belarus, where Alex's country, yeah. Belarus. So actually, when I'm embarrassed to say that when I started Quartetto Gelato and Alex first joined, I didn't know what Belarus really was until no.
We have also all noticed that gypsy folk music has been a part of your tradition for the 25 years of Quartetto Gelato. And I want to just ask you, what was the initial and what continues to be the attraction to that kind of music?
Well, my dad is a strolling violinist. A strolling violinist is a violinist who plays around tables. He takes requests from people, and it's actually a dying art. It's something that's not really practiced much anymore. And part of your repertoire was the gypsy repertoire. And this next piece is written by a man by the name of Josie Abramovich. And Josie was an accordionist who I played with back when. And my father just put away the violin last year. And up to that point, he was still playing with Josie. Josie's still playing. And Josie actually lived in the Caucasus Mountains in all the gypsy countries, in Romania and Moldova, and he's in Hungary, and he played this music. He understands the idiosyncrasies of the music and what makes each side of the mountain different from the other, and so he speaks 13 different languages. And I asked Josie, I said, why don't you compose something? Like, you could do something great for us. And he said, no. So I kept on begging him and begging him. Eventually, we got this piece written. And the neat thing about this piece is he wrote this tune in between. Tomorrow is Remembering. And this is one of these pieces that you would swear that you grew up with. It's a beautiful, touching piece. And he really hit the mark with it. Not only we just get a fun gypsy piece, but we got a masterpiece.
Well, thank you for the introduction, and I can't wait to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, make them welcome one more time to play the Gypsy Fantasia Quartetto Gelato.
Tomorrow is remembering a places gone away, towns that are no longer, and faces gone away. Tomorrow never can be that time from over there. Though nothing seems beside, your presence is still here. Tomorrow finds you near me. I can hear your laughter across a garden that isn't really there. Tomorrow is remembering a places gone away, towns that are no longer there, and faces gone away. Places gone away, towns that are no longer, and faces gone away. Tomorrow never can be a time from over there. Though nothing seems beside, your presence is still here. Tomorrow finds you near me. I can hear your laughter across the garden that isn't really there. Tomorrow is remembering a places gone away, towns that are no longer there, and faces gone away.
many flavors of music from Quartetto Gelato, our very special guests today in Zoomer Hall. Now, this music, like that, available on their brand new CD titled All Original, 100% Canadian. Have a look for it. What a great Christmas gift, huh? You can both see and hear the group at their holiday concert. That's coming up December 21st in Trinity St. Paul's United Church in the fabulous Jean Lamont Hall. We thank them for being with us today. Ticket information, by the way, for that concert at Trinity St. Paul's, available on the Quartetto Gelato website, and it's just what you think it is, www.quartettogelato.ca. Once again, how about a round of applause for Quartetto Gelato? I know you've enjoyed our show today, brought to you by Healthy Planet. Live life healthy. I'm Bill Anderson, and I'll see you next time at Zoomer Hall.